everyone! So welcome to my very first psychic diary entry. Um, I actually can't tell you how excited I am about this. Just to share my experience with you. Um, it's it's going to be really interesting because I'm going to be doing these diary entries on a regular basis now, and I'm going to share what I get up to every day. What I do on a day-to-day basis, and spirit will no doubt interfere. So I can't wait to share what happens. I mean, I don't even know what's going to happen, but I'm excited. It's really unpredictable, but we shall see. But I just wanted to introduce myself first before I started sharing my experiences and my diaries. So my name is Megan, and I have been seeing spirits since I was about 7 years old. I would say seven, and that's the earliest I can remember. Which is what I explained in my interview with the lovely Jackie Dennison and Michael Lamport. So I did a little interview with them, and I explained that I used to see spirit from I was about 7 years old. Um, and I'm filming in here because I wanted to tell you all that this is where I first saw my first encounter with spirit. So when I was 7 years old, we as a family were viewing this house, and um, this conservatory wasn't built at the time. So we were actually stood at the glass door, which is just in front of me, and we were looking outside in the garden. And bearing in mind that there was nothing in the garden at the time, no ornaments, nothing. It was just bare, just grass. And these houses were just built, so they're not old. Um, so it's very unlikely you'd see something really. But I was stood at the glass door with my mum, and I said to her, "There's a man in the garden." And honestly, he was stood like just behind me here. And I said to my mum, "There's a man stood. He's only short. He stood in the garden, and he was wearing like similar clothes. Well, similar colours to me, and he had dark brown hair, and it was like all like a fringe here. It looked like a little bit of a bowl cut, as you would call it. He looked a bit scruffy, and his sleeves were rolled up as well. He was actually stood up, and he was looking down, and he was chopping wood, or cutting wood, whatever he was doing. He didn't acknowledge me. He didn't know I was there. He didn't look around. He just kept looking down. And then I kind of like blinked, and he'd gone. It disappeared. And I thought, what was that? But I told my mum, I was 7 years old, I didn't understand um, what it was. But she said, where is he? Where? She couldn't see anything. Um, so anyway, we did move in, and I still saw him. I still saw him quite regularly, but I still see him now actually. But he doesn't really acknowledge me. He doesn't talk to me. He just keeps himself to himself. Um, and one day we made friends with our neighbour. And one day she came round to see us, and she had a piece of paper in her hand, so like some documents, and she said, "I've done some history of the land where these houses are built, where we live." And my mum was like, "Oh, that's interesting." So I was there as well, and it was only a few years ago. And she said, "Yeah, it says it used to be a wood yard." And I just laughed. I just looked at my mum, and we just laughed. And I said, "Do you not remember that person, that the spirit that I saw in the garden when we first moved in?" And she said, "Yeah, yeah, I do." And we told my neighbour, we told her, and she's like, "No way, that's so weird." But I do thank her for that, because I wouldn't have known. I just thought I was going crazy. Um, but after that, I started getting inundated with spirit, and uh, honestly, I was dreaming about them, but I was just so open to spirit. I didn't know anything about it. I was so open to spirit, and they spirits see people who are open to it as like a flashing like beacon, like white light around the head. So they get drawn to that energy. And of course, I was only young, and they say children do see spirit as well. So they were like, well, hey, let's go and see Megan. Let's give her nightmares. But you know, I don't regret any of it. Oh, I absolutely love it. My job, my life, spirit coming to me. I absolutely love it. I'm not scared of it. It is people that used to be here on the earth plane, and they just want to communicate, you know, like everybody, like every other human does with each other. So, and I'm glad I spoke out about it, because it was only after, so when we moved in here, and then I went to school, I went to secondary school, and then I didn't really say much to my friends. I mean, what can you say? Oh, I can see ghosts, because you wouldn't say spirit at that time as a young child, you'd say ghosts. Oh, I can see ghosts at school. Oh, really? Where? No, I didn't say anything until I went to college, because I was older, and I thought, oh, this isn't right, I'm seeing weird things. And college was quite like a hot spot really for spirit, because it was a really old building at the time, and it was used for well, it was used as a hospital for World War II, I think it was, or World War I. It was, I think it was both of them actually. But I did see a lot of spirit in there, and I saw a soldier in there, an injured soldier. And when I used to play in a band, because I did music at college, we were we were rehearsing in the morgue. I didn't know at the time it was a morgue, but it used to be a morgue. So that explains why I saw a lot of spirit. Um, so as I got older, I was about, I think it was 16, 17, 18. I think it was 18, and came across Feathers Academy in Northwich. Thank goodness. I don't know what I would have done without them, to be honest. And they made me feel so welcome. Honestly, go. You need to go, because it, it's just like they don't make you feel out of place at all. And it's normal. Seeing spirit to them is normal, and you just it's okay to talk about it. And they they do classes on how to develop your psychic skills, which is what I went on, and it really helped. It really helped. So they taught me how to close my chakras down, so that white light I was talking about before on the top of your head. They taught me how to close my crown chakra, my third eye, your throat chakra, your heart chakra, all your chakras, because if you don't close those chakras down, you will be dreaming about spirit, you'll see spirit all the time, you'll be so away with the fairies. You need to make sure you're grounded. So yes, it worked. I'm very grateful for them helping me. So when I was old enough to actually understand what was really going on, I started to talk about it more, and I started to think, well, this is going to be part of my life. So I'm going to start telling people. And if I start talking to a stranger or someone at work, you know, I'm going to end up seeing their loved one. So I might as well just tell people. And then I did. I started to tell people that like a loved one was stuck behind them, or you know, grandma, granddad, mum, dad, and they were like, oh. And you could see them thinking, like the brain ticking, and then I'd say more, and then and like I describe their loved ones, and then they'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, I can take that actually. And then it's quite funny because I wasn't confident at all, and now I am confident because I've been doing it for quite a few years now. And you've got to start somewhere. You've got to just do it. You've got to just be brave enough to say what you see, and I did. And I am really grateful for all the family and support and my friends. Because when I went to college, when I started saying things like, "Oh, I've just seen someone in the toilets, or in the rehearsal rooms," and then because I'd be talking about spirit, their loved ones would come through. So I'm really grateful for my friends. I'm still in touch with a lot of them from college, and they did help me. They didn't shove it away. They didn't say, "Oh, you're lying." It's a bit weird. You could just see they were thinking about it. And even if I was in a class trying to get on with my work, I'd turn around to somebody and say, "Oh, your granddad's here or your dad," and they're saying what the message was. They were saying blah blah blah, and it was. I'm like, "Oh, it's right. I'm right. I can't believe I'm right." Right, okay. So that gave me a lot of confidence as well. So people validating what you're saying gives you confidence. Um, and that's why I started to do it more, and then more, and then more. Um, don't get me wrong, at college it did freak me out because I did see injured people and it was used as a hospital, so I did feel a bit like, oh, this is a bit strange, but I knew that they weren't going to hurt me and I knew that I was safe. They just wanted to show themselves to me, so that is life. That's what happens. Every psychic, every medium um sees what I see. So, and I'm sure that people watching this will relate. Um, so one of my other spiritual encounters was, oh gosh, I was still very young. So my mum and my stepdad were getting married, and they decided to get married in a beautiful hotel called Mine Abbey in North Wales, and so we went, and I can't remember how old I was. I think I was round about 9. I think I was 9 years old. I was young. I was young. So we went and we stayed in the hotel, and it was just before they got married, and I was staying in a room, a family room. So my mum and my stepdad were in one room, and I was in the other, in the family room. And between those rooms was a corridor with like a sofa and like wardrobes, that sort of thing, like a dressing room. And I went to sleep fine. I didn't see anything, and I woke up about, what time was it? I think it was like 3 in the morning. And honestly, because it was still a little bit light in there, because I think the moon or something was shining through between the curtains. So I actually like sat up, and I saw a little girl. Honestly, I saw a little girl stood at the end of my bed, and it wasn't actually. It's hard to explain. It wasn't actually with my physical eyes. It was in my mind. Um, it's like I'm looking at something physical, and I'll look like I'm in a world of my own because I'm listening and seeing stuff in my head, and that was when I first thought, what? I, I did think, am I still asleep? It's not real. Um, but I went, I shut my eyes as a kid, and then I opened them again, and she was still there in my head, and I thought, oh, who's that? So she had a white dress on, and she was like holding a teddy bear, and I could sense another little girl, and I would say they were both around, gosh, oh, not very good with ages, I would say they were like 6. And for some reason, I attract children. And I do believe it is because I was young at the time when I was seeing spirit. Still now, I attract spirit children. But as you can imagine, I was really young and I was like, ah. And I shouted my mum. I was like, Mum, Mum. So she came wandering in. I woke her up. She came in and she said, what's the matter? What's wrong? And I said, there's a little girl. She stood at the end of my bed. And do you know what she said to me? She said, it's okay, just go back to sleep. And I thought, and I remember thinking, but I've just seen something. I'm scared. I'm scared. And honestly, she just said, go back to sleep. So I did as I was told. Um, so anyway, nothing happened that night after that. I woke up and I still remembered, and I told my mum again. I said, Mum, I'm sure I saw a little girl. So she told the manager, and he smiled and he said, yeah, yeah, we've a few guests have been in that room and they've said they've seen a little girl, even in the day, like they've seen a little girl. And he said there's 2, and they do occasionally ghost, like paranormal nights, and they've had a little girl come through to that description of what I described her. So that was more validation, and I thought, wow, this is just insane. This is incredible. Um, so I decided um, that I decided that I wanted to. I decided that I wanted to talk about it then, and I thought, right, this is going to be part of my life. And in the morning, I wasn't scared. Um, there's nothing to be afraid of. I wasn't at night. I was when I woke up. Obviously, it's in the night, middle of the night. But um, I would love to go back to that place and communicate with her. Honestly, I would. I think I might do it actually because I'm older now and I know how to control it. And I know what sort of things to say. And yeah, I think I might go. Oh gosh, I've not been in that room since, so it's probably changed as well since then. But she's still always going to be in there. So we shall see. We shall see. Um, and moving forward from that, I also wanted to talk about a really amazing opportunity that I had 5 years ago with Feathers Academy. So I did, I don't know if you've seen it, but in 2015, I did a psychic TV show. So it was a TV documentary for Channel 4. And basically, it was about like what I'm doing. So it was about psychics and how they go about their day-to-day life and what they see. Um, and I was interviewed, and they filmed me at Feathers doing a reading. They also filmed me at home, just explaining like what what I get up to. They were just asking me lots of questions, really. I also went to Manchester. I don't know if you know, if you're from Manchester. I don't know if you know, if you've heard of. Oh my goodness me, what's it called? Manchester Arndale. Manchester Arndale. Affleck's Palace. That's what it was. Yeah, and I went there, and they were filming me like doing my own like shopping, you know what girls do, shopping with my friends from college. And I did see spirit in there because it is quite an old building, so that's what they wanted, and to see what it's like for me to go around shopping, just to do my like an ordinary normal thing, and then spirit come forward. It was absolutely fascinating, really. And it was a privilege to be able to do the show. So thank you guys as well for that. I really appreciate it. But the people that were with me, so my college friends, um, so the producer, the cameraman wanted a friend who was a little bit skeptical, and and somebody that did believe in it. And they interviewed my friends and um, just to see what they thought really about it. And my friend, he was skeptic. He went to college with me, and I was in his band a few times. And I did mention that we were in the rehearsal room surrounded by spirits. So, oh God, I'm really sorry. I'm really warm in here. It's like a really hot day, so I feel like my hair's frozen. But that's normal. It's fine. You'll see plenty more of that. So I do apologise. I've got really frizzy hair. So, um, yeah, they interviewed him, and he was really nice about it. He was really open minded, and he said, I do believe Megan because she's just like she's really honest with what she says. I am a bad liar as well, so I can't lie for toffee. Uh, so I'm just genuine and normal. And that is why I'm doing my diaries, um, as well, because I want to follow on what how I've developed as well from the time when I filmed my psychic life for Channel 4. I got a lot of inquiries asking me, "Oh, are you doing some more filming for the show? Are you going to be on TV again?" And I said, "Oh, I'm not sure." But 5 years later, I'm doing them. Um, which I'm absolutely thankful for, and I can't wait to share more with you. Really can't. Um, but what you will see in my diaries is how I connect with spirit. So, for anyone that's come for a reading with myself, I have done quite a lot of psychometry where I hold jewellery. I haven't got my ring on me today, which is really unusual. I would have held it. So when people come for a reading, I will hold either their jewellery or they will bring a piece of sentimental items, they will bring a piece of jewellery that belong to a loved one, and I will hold that. I will even do picture readings. I mean, it doesn't have to be jewellery. I'll hold anything really that people bring. Like I've had clothing before, and t-shirts, hats, glasses, brooches, you name it, everything. But you will see me use my pendulum in my diaries as well, um, just to communicate with spirit. So there's loads of things you can use to communicate with spirit. It doesn't have to always be in here, but it's absolutely fantastic if you can do it in here. Um, but yeah, I'll be using psychometry when I put my hand on the wall. I'll be using my pendulum. I shall also, I've been thinking of doing a tea leaf reading as well, and I'll show you how I do my tea leaf readings. It's really fascinating. I also have a crystal ball that I use as well for my readings. So what I do is I ask my clients to hold the crystal ball and put their energy in that, and they ask in their head what they want to come through. So then I hold it, the crystal ball, and their energy's in that. So then I'm able to get more and be able to read for them. I am also able to hold somebody's hand. I am feeling really dizzy for some reason when I just said that. And I feel like spirit are coming through again. This is normal. I'm on my own in the house as well, so it's not like there's someone here. I said I'd hold someone's hand and I went dizzy. That's weird. And we can't even hold hands at the moment because of COVID. So what does that mean? I wonder if they're trying to tell me that we will be able to hug soon and we will be able to make that connection again with everybody, because it has been awful, hasn't it? Um, yeah, right. I'm just letting you know as well. This face, the blank face look that I've just done, trying to communicate with spirit. You'll see that a lot. I look really confused and out of it. So I'm just preparing you. Um, no, I'm not getting anything else. I feel like we need to connect. I feel like we need to connect again. Anyway, moving forward. But yeah, so you will see more of what I get up to. And if anybody does sense things in my videos or sees anything like really weird or hears noises or whatever, please let me know. I love feedback. So I'm really excited to share this with you. And I can't wait. I really can't wait. So hopefully I shall see you soon, and hopefully I'll do like a paranormal investigation as well in that hotel. And that little girl will come forward. Oh, but yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's part of me. So, but thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoy my diaries. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye. Bye bye.